the relaxer, which is simulated, of course, the section clips, applicator brush, and your rat tail comb. So, of course, this is going to be a whole new setup. So I'm spraying on the table with the citrus 2 and wiping that down. And then after I'm done with that, of course, you know, that goes into your trash bag. Those are the supplies needed for this section. You will take your paper towel and do a brand new setup. So notice in the background, the general supplies will always remain on the table. Even if you break down your section, the section that you're breaking down is just the work area, or the products that you're using for the section of the examinations. The general supplies always stay. So we have a relaxer, a couple of gloves, section clips, and we're gonna get ready to begin. So of course, first, you know, you will apply or put your gloves on, getting ready for the chemical relaxer section. That will be your base, because first, before applying any chemical to the hair, you need to apply the base to protect the client's scalp from getting any kind of irritation. So your base will be applied around the perimeter, which is the outer areas, across the subsection, and in the front. So just showing you that the base is on my hand or my finger, and I'm applying that to the hairline section. So you'll be using the same mannequin that you did your color section of the examination on. You'll be using the same mannequin to go ahead and do your relaxer section. So this application will be your virgin application. Application is pretty similar to the virgin lightener application. So we're going to leave about an inch out at the root areas, and we are only applying to the mid shaft area, only applying to the mid shaft area. Once again, your subsections that you're taking out to apply your product on should be thin enough so that even when you apply that product on the front, you flip it up on the back, you'll see the product seeping through the underside of the hair. See that? That's how much product you need. So make sure you use enough product. Don't be skimpy. Don't try to get fancy. Just apply the product. Of course, you want to make sure that your product is neat, but make sure you use enough product. You want to make sure the hair is fully saturated with that assimilated relaxer. So we're working down to the nape of the head. And as soon as we get that completed, we'll move on to another technique that's called the smoothing. Well, no, smoothing doesn't happen in the virgin application. Okay, so the last section we're on, and that will be it for that application. So you want to pull everything down to show that you're finished with your application. And now we're going to move to our next section, which is our retouch application. So we've already based the scalp, based the quadrant, and around the hairline. With your retouch application, you will apply front and back again, but only to the new growth areas. You will not outline your quadrant that you're working on. So no outlining of the quadrant with doing the retouch application of your relaxer. The subsection that you take out, once again, should be thin enough that when you flip the hair up on the underside, you're basically seeing the product seeping through. Nice, neat application. And notice right there where you see the application, the product isn't so close to the scalp that it's touching the scalp area. The amount of hair that's left out is maybe about a 1/4 inch or so, but make sure your application looks just like that. And if you can get it better looking than mine, go ahead and feel free to do so, but do not let the relaxer get down to the scalp area for your relaxer section. Okay, so make sure it's nice and neat. When the proctor comes over, and even from a distance, they should be able to see that your product isn't touching the scalp. That's very, very important. Very important. Okay. So we're just working our way down to the bottom of the hair. If you need more product, go ahead and pick up more product. Flip your brush over if you need to use more product that's on the other side of the brush. Just make sure that the hair is fully saturated. Because generally, if you're doing a real life relaxer, any section that doesn't have the relaxer product on it, that area is either going to be under process or not processed at all. And so in applying your relaxer, the way this is showing you right now is showing the examiner that you know how to effectively apply a relaxer and service that client. We're almost finished with this subsection right here. Last piece, I think. Maybe, yeah, okay. Almost last piece, but you have a lot of time for this section of the examination, so don't rush it. You know, take your time, use small sections that you can control your product, you can control the hair. All right, so now we move on to the smoothing section of this examination. The smoothing is done only for your retouch application. You can use the back of the brush, you can use the back of a comb, or you can use your hands to smooth the relaxer product. When you are smoothing, at this point, you will now spread the relaxer close to the root area or close to the scalp area. Okay, so only in smoothing, you will notice your relaxer product is close to the scalp area. So you go ahead and smooth that product throughout the whole subsection.